Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking into the Alliance School of Nursing, and we'll be trying to figure out if it's the right school for you.
All right.
So we're going to be covering all sorts of information about Alliant. We've got location, program format, tuition costs, even admissions.
And support.
Yeah, we'll be talking about what kind of support you can expect as a student there.
Hmm.
So yeah, really everything you need to make a decision about whether or not this school is for you.
Definitely a lot to unpack.
For sure. But first things first, let's talk about where this school is even located.
Right.
So Alliance School of Nursing is in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
But it's not just anywhere in Phoenix, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's in a very specific place. It's in an area they call the Phoenix Medical Corridor.
The Phoenix Medical Corridor. I like that. What is that?
Well, it's an area in Phoenix that is like a global hub for healthcare and education.
Oh, wow.
And it's actually also known as like a center for the global advancement of health and education.
Wow. So it sounds like the city of Phoenix is really invested in making this area a success.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And, we actually found this quote from the mayor of Phoenix, Kate Gallego, and she was talking
Right.
about
Tell me about it.
She was talking about how Phoenix is really prioritizing healthcare education, especially in this area.
That's really good news for nursing students then, because that means they're going to have tons of opportunities, not just for, clinical rotations, but for jobs later on.
Exactly, yeah. So the location is definitely a huge plus for Alliant. And speaking of pluses, another big one is the way the program is actually structured.
Okay. Tell me more.
So they have this hybrid format, which is perfect for people who are already working or, have families or whatever else going on in their lives.
I was just thinking that because a
Yeah.
lot of nursing students aren't, fresh out of high school.
Exactly. So a traditional program just might not work for them.
Yeah.
So with this hybrid format, you get online courses for flexibility, but you also have weekly in-person labs so you can still get that hands-on experience.
Oh, that's a good mix. You get the best of both worlds.
Exactly, yeah. And the program takes about 2 to 3 years to complete.
Okay, so that's pretty efficient.
Yeah, definitely. So location, format, those are both huge pluses. But now let's talk about the elephant in the room.
The cost.
Exactly. Money, money, money.
That's definitely a big factor for a lot of students.
For sure. So for the BSN, which is the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, it's 120 credits at $581 per credit. So the total tuition comes out to $69,720.
Okay, that's good to know.
And for the MSN, the Master of Science in Nursing, it's 78 credits at $882 per credit. And that totals $68,796.
Interesting. The MSN is actually slightly less expensive overall.
Yeah, I was surprised by that too. But remember, guys, these costs can always change, so always double check with Alliant directly.
Good point.
Yeah, don't just take our word for it. Now, something else to consider besides just the raw numbers is the value proposition.
What do you mean by that?
Like, how does Alliance tuition compare to national averages for nursing schools?
Sure.
And more importantly, what's the potential return on investment?
That's a great question because, even if a school is more expensive, if it has a really good reputation and graduates are highly sought after, then it might be worth it in the long run.
Totally. All right, so we've covered location, format, and cost. Now let's move on to admissions and support.
Sounds good.
So Alliant has a dedicated admissions counselor who can help you through the entire application process.
That's helpful because applying to nursing school can be pretty overwhelming.
Totally. And this counselor can help you with everything, like understanding the curriculum, managing expectations, getting your application in, and even figuring out financial aid.
I was going to ask about financial aid, so they can help with that too.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of people who can help, there's also Dr. Lisa Radesi.
Who is she?
She's the acting dean of the School of Nursing. And get this, she's been an ER nurse for over 30 years.
Wow. She's seen it all.
Right. And she's super accessible to students. You can email her, call her, whatever you need.
That's awesome. It sounds like Alliant really emphasizes personalized support.
Absolutely. And I think that's especially important for nursing students who are often, juggling a lot of different things.
Yeah, for sure. So many nursing students are non-traditional, like we talked about earlier.
Exactly. So to have that kind of support system in place is really valuable. Okay, so let's recap what we've learned about Alliant. They're located in a thriving medical hub. The program format is flexible. They're upfront about costs, and they offer strong support for their students.
Sounds like a pretty good package.
Right. So here's the big question. Could the Phoenix Medical Corridor be the launch pad for your nursing journey?
Good question. I think Alliant is definitely worth looking into. Schedule an appointment with an admissions counselor or even reach out to Dr. Radesi directly.
Exactly. You never know. Your future in nursing might be just a click away.
You got that right.